Hello, I would like you to be able to classify leadership styles into 3 dimensions or main categories at the end of this video. A pure leadership style represents a set of behaviors that are more or less similar and can be exhibited by a leader. These behaviors share certain characteristics that make them alike and fit within the definition of a style that groups them under that umbrella. In published leadership research, we have identified up to 8 pure styles that hold significant relevance in today's world. However, I believe these 8 styles can be grouped into broader categories traditionally known as structuring, sometimes referred to as task-oriented behaviors, consideration, also known as people-oriented behaviors, and transformation, which encompasses a set of behaviors identified with the latest leadership theories.
Let's delve into each of these categories with a little more detail.
Let's start with the structuring behaviors, encompassing a set of commonly observed behaviors since the 50s under this label. These behaviors can be associated with data-driven decision-making leadership, which essentially acts as a specialized subdimension of task-oriented and results-oriented behaviors.
You can find a more comprehensive definition of these behaviors on the slide.
Therefore, within the structuring category, we have 2 distinct pure styles, structuring itself and data-driven decision-making, which can be seen as a nested subdimension or nuance within the larger structuring category.
Consideration is the second of the classical categories and encompasses one of the pure styles.
Its behaviors have been widely classified since the 50s and acted as an independent and complementary axis to structuring until a third dimension emerged. This third dimension is transformation, which we'll see next. You can find more detail about the definition of consideration as a pure style and the overarching framework of this category. This category has only one pure style within it.
However, transformation, which was the last dimension to emerge, is still consolidating its identity and internal structure. It consists of several theories or models that are complementary or competing to occupy the space left by structuring and consideration.
Structuring and consideration provided a map of certain aspects. Still, a third dimension arose, and a set of models tried to explain the additional set of behaviors that were necessary but not represented by the classic axes of structuring and consideration.
In fact, on the slide, you can see that this category encompasses 6 pure styles.
5 of them are marked in red as they represent more defined categories, and 1 is marked in blue, which is self-awareness, which I consider a subdimension of internalized moral perspective.
These styles are considered pure because they appear as such in some leadership models. Nevertheless, here we can group them within a broader category.
To have this independent dimension alongside the 2 classical ones, we have removed the overlap that most current models had with the consideration dimension, which attempted to include it as a subdimension of transformation, servant leadership, authentic leadership, charismatic or ethical leadership, or moral leadership. Instead, we have separated these behaviors and maintained transformation as an independent dimension. Thus, the transformation label will represent this set of pure styles that primarily tend to inspire team members. It is linked to servant leadership, it is linked to internalized moral perspective, it is linked to inspirational motivation, it is linked to intellectual stimulation, and as I have already mentioned, self-awareness, which is a dimension of the internalized moral perspective.
A leader's authentic style often involves behaviors from different categories or pure styles. For example, a leader may focus on structuring behaviors to help the team concentrate on tasks, improve coordination, and increase productivity.
On the other hand, if the leader emphasizes transformation behaviors, they can foster cohesion, align efforts, promote creativity, and encourage reasonable risk-taking, leading to a more innovative team that generates a higher quality of ideas or results. Therefore, if the team's priority is quantity over innovation, the leader's most effective behavior would involve many structuring behaviors. In cases where priorities are mixed, combining behaviors from both categories would be appropriate in shaping how the leader demonstrates their behavior to team members. As you can see, depending on the team's priorities, the leader's focus will be different. At this point, you should be able to classify leadership styles into 3 dimensions. If you'd like more information, refer to the references on the slide.